there, teaching friends. This is Amanda. How are you guys doing? I'm here today to show you guys a little bit about Adobe Spark Pages. I want to show you some ways you can think about using Adobe Spark Pages in your classroom. So we're going to begin first with a very brief tutorial of what Adobe Spark Pages can do and what it looks like, the functionality on your end as a teacher, and potentially how you can even use this in your classroom from the teacher side, and then some other ideas for how to let students use this to create projects and portfolios in your classroom. So of course you'll begin by simply signing in. I'm currently on the page of my projects. You can also take a look. There's a really beautiful inspiration gallery of other people's projects on Adobe Spark. Lots of really cool things students can look through and you can look through to give kids inspiration and ideas for projects. They've got a blog with some great articles, but we're going to stick with my projects today. So when you guys log in, it'll take you right here to my projects, and it'll make sure that you keep logging in. And so this is what your gallery of projects is going to look like. It saves everything here, no matter what it is that you work on. So we're going to go ahead and start today with a page. I will do another video later for you guys about posts and videos, but right now pages are where it's at. So let's go ahead and click page, and you guys can see how this works. So you guys can see right now we're at a blank template, and the page has this really cool scrolling effect. It's called parallax, if you want to get technical, but scrolling down the page, each section kind of scrolls into the next. So you can see when you scroll, that plus button, it kind of suggests for you what could go in the next section. Before you get started though, you might think about choosing your theme. There are a few basic but really beautiful and classic themes. I like this especially for students because sometimes when there are too many themes or too many design options, they get really distracted with color and font. This is just a really nice, clean way for you to organize the design of the website, and it's going to look really consistent and classy all the way through. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go with Wesley. Okay, cool. I've actually never used Wesley before, so this should be neat. Okay, so we can go ahead and add a title. Demo Spark Page, right? And our title, How to Use Spark. Okay, you guys get the idea. When you guys click the plus button, it'll allow you on the cover to add a photo. The coolest part I like, well, there's a lot of things I love about Spark, but one thing I really like here is, of course, kids can upload their own photos, or you can upload your own photos, but you guys can also find the free, royalty-free images right here in the website. There's no need for kids to go out to Google Images and get super distracted. All of the websites here are tagged with a Creative Commons license. So I can look for motivational images. Who knows, right? Let's see what we got here. There we go. Beautiful sunset, some nonsensical pumpkins. Here we go. This is cool. Look at that. How beautiful is that? All right, so we're going to start here. We've got our first page, and then we're going to let it load. Look at how clear and beautiful that is. We'll scroll down and add the next section. So the next section can contain a photo, text, a button, a video, a grid, or a slideshow. Photo, text, button, and video are pretty self-explanatory. The video section, you simply embed a YouTube video, any YouTube video you would like. Text is pretty self-explanatory as well. You can change the size using the H1 being heading 1 or H2 being heading 2. So H1 looks like this. I hit enter. Now I can add more text, and I can show you H2. H2 looks like this. All of those fonts were decided by the theme that I chose. So everything's going to look nice and clean and classy, like I told you before. Then I can show you the button. Okay, so your button, you would have your text and then a place for your students to click and a place for them to go on the internet. You could center it. You could justify it to the right, justify it to the left, whatever you like. Super easy. You can also add a photo, right? Really simple. Let's add another inspirational photo. Okay, this is going to be beautiful. This is going to make absolutely no sense. This website is about mountain climbing and retro cars. Okay. The next section that I like to play around with here is called the photo grid. Okay, so the photo grid, really, here is a good place to have a group of photos that you might want to use, or even your Google Photos that you want to use. For right now, I'm just going to pull some random ones just to show you what it looks like. But the grid will kind of set itself up in a variety of sizes. So I'm just clicking to add photos right now. I don't even know what I'm clicking. Look at this monkey. Okay, these are beautiful. Okay, so inspirational. Okay, I've got my photos. Fantastic. And now over here on my grid, I've got everything that I like and everything that I want. I can turn one of my photos into a large photo, and then the rest are in a grid. I can replace this photo. I can move it backwards. I can move it backwards again. I can move things around. Okay, really, really just nice and clean and classy, however you want to move things. Make this one big. Cool. You get the idea. So that's the photo grid. I'm going to hit save. Now you guys will see that on my webpage. Here's my grid of photos that are inspirational and motivational. And then the next feature is probably my favorite. And the next feature is called the Glide Show. You've probably been to websites that can do this. So if you click Glide Show, you're going to want to click images that are going to be serving of a purpose of being a background. A glide show tells a story, and so you're going to want to already know the story you want to tell ahead of time. So for this example, I'm going to go ahead and just choose, I'm going to choose a season. I'm going to choose summer because it's actually winter right now, and all we want is summer because this is just getting way too depressing. Okay, so I want to use this picture. That's a nice one. Cherries, okay. Some beach. You can see that they're coming in order right now, right? They're going to tell a story later. Remember, telling a story. And then back some more beautiful pictures. And okay, a sunset. That can be the end of my story. Okay, so I've got all my pictures in the order that I like them. Of course, later on, you'll be able to move them if they're not in the order that you like. You can always change that. But I'm going to hit save. And look at how it expands the page. So now you can see that my story is going to glide into one another. So here's my photo grid where we last left off. Now I'm moving into the glide show, and the glide show just glides, just like it says. Scrolls down right into the next one, right into the next one, right into the next one. I love this setting for potentially having students do some narrative writing. Wouldn't this be a cool accompaniment if students wrote a memoir, or if students were doing some kind of research or like step-by-step procedure? They could have the big picture in the background, and then here, this gray box is an area where students can add text. They can also add photos, and they can also add videos. So here, right, I can write my text. Let's see, the summer began with a pedicure. Looks like this girl got a pedicure, right? If I want, I can make this a heading. I can make this, right, a heading number 2, whatever you want. And then, of course, you can add another photo over here. Oh, man. Again, I know that this makes no sense, but I'm doing this just for demonstration purposes. Okay, so over here, I've got the summer began with a pedicure. Let's add here just for fun. And some pizza bites. Okay, so my story begins, and then I keep gliding down into the next part of the story. Right? So here we go. But then the pizza caught up with her, and she had to switch to fresh fruit. Okay, so you guys get the picture. You get how it works. That's the technical end. There are so many opportunities and possibilities for this really cool website. And of course, once it's done, right, it goes all the way from the top to all the way to the bottom. When you're done with everything, if you want to, you can still add sections in the middle. You can do all kinds of cool things. Below, I'd love for you guys to comment of how you plan on using this in your classroom. I'll be sure to post lots of ideas on my blog. And you guys can also always visit me at mudandinkteaching.org. Thanks for stopping by this quick and easy Spark Page tutorial. Of course, don't forget when you're done, hit share. This will give you guys a chance to have all the credits for your photos set up. You can pick a category for your page, and then you'll be able to create a public link. So first I'm going to click a category. This is educational. I've grabbed a link, and now I can share this anywhere. I can embed it. I can email it, tweet it, send it on Facebook, and I can share it with the world. Kids would only need to copy and paste to put that into Google Classroom to turn in their page. So I hope you guys learned a lot today, and I'd love to hear how you use this in your classroom. Thanks for stopping by. Talk to you later. So for one example, I can show you guys that I created a family vacation Spark page. And this is what I actually gave out as my Christmas card this year. So I sent everybody a Christmas card, like a paper card, and then also gave them a link to our digital page. And I used Adobe Spark to create this beautiful visual story of my first year of marriage with my husband. And so you can see I'm just scrolling through nice and slow. We use the photo grid section here to kind of give some updates. Some family pictures here. People could go through, they could click on individual pictures to see close-ups. And then, of course, it kind of moves down into some of our personal, our business things that we've been working on. And then our honeymoon, which is where I used this glide function the most and really love how it turned out. So here's our photo essay story of our honeymoon. And I'm just going to scroll through a little bit just to give you a slight preview. And I'll send you guys the link as well if you want to take a look at it more in depth. And another way that I used Spark Pages was in the creation of this student assignment. So I had 4 major categories of background knowledge I wanted students to know before starting reading in the Time of the Butterflies. And so I created a packet that corresponded with this website. So on day 1, the students read some background information about Rafael Trujillo. So all of the articles are linked here. I just used buttons. And so the kids could click on the link. It would open it up in a separate page, and it would take them right to an article that I wanted them to read. Of course, you can do this with anything you want. It's so versatile and so easy. It just was really, really a nice platform to have everything as like a home base on the Spark page. So there's the article, and then they're back here to the home page and all the other articles that I wanted them to read about Rafael Trujillo. Then as they slide, they can kind of get some visuals here. Day 2, there were some things I wanted them to look at for geography. Day 3, they met the author. I used a quick little link here and then also a photo gallery of pictures. And then we used a video to talk about machismo and women's roles in Latin culture. And then finally, a video about the Mirabal sisters. And so this was just a way for kids to get handouts and get work for 5 days in a row, all connected so that they never lost track of anything. I really, really like how this one turned out. It was really easy to use, very user-friendly. As you guys can see, this is the back side here, all my pluses. These are just the buttons I was telling you about. Again, all these are just buttons. And then this is the gallery, which I showed you guys before, the grid, really easy. And then, of course, just inserting YouTube videos. So easy peasy, no problemo.